Latoya Chambers. Latoya Chambers. Hello, I am Latoya Chambers. Welcome to School's Not Out, your daily classroom for CSEC and CAPE students. You can watch this lesson real-time on Television Jamaica YouTube channel or One Spot Media. We also are live on Music 99 and GoJamaica.com. If you have questions on today's subject, you can send them in to Television Jamaica's Facebook page or Instagram at television_Jamaica. Today's lesson is CSEC accounts. Students, we are nearing the end of the journey, but we are extremely happy that we are basically doing this quite successfully. Today we'll be looking at Partnership Accounting Part 2, emphatically the current account. However, again, before we delve in today's lesson, let's just set the objectives. Yes, what is it that we really intend to learn? At the end of the lesson, students should be able to state clearly what is a partner's current account, post correctly relevant items to the current account of a partner. Thirdly, balance accurately a partner's current account. Explain clearly the significance of a partner's current account balance. However, let us just pause to recall from the last class exactly what is a partnership. Now, you cannot forget, a partnership is a type of business that is owned by 2 to 20 individuals, who we call partners. Remember that? With the aim of sharing profits and losses. 2 is the lower limit, 20 is the upper limit. Now, it is interesting to know that the partner, him or herself, would have invested in the partnership with an aim of earning money on his or her initial investment or capital. He or she needs proper record of all the earnings that he or she would have gained on the capital. All of that is recorded in what we call a current account. So just let's look at the standard definition then for a current account. The current account is one which shows changes to the capital figure that the partner had invested in the business. It is also known as the partner's fluctuating capital account. Let's break this down a little, classroom. Let's break this down a little in our classroom, students. Fluctuating. Think of heartbeat. Increasing, yeah, and then decreasing. The partner had invested his or her capital, good, and is expecting some returns on the capital. That would increase his or her initial capital investment. The partner too may take out of what he or she had invested in the business. Now that would decrease the capital figure for that partner. Hence, a fluctuating pattern, increasing and decreasing. What keeps record of this, or what keeps track of this fluctuating pattern for the current account for the partner? It is his or her current account. Now, where do we get the items from to post to the partner's current account? The partner is receiving additional money, and the partner is also taking out additional money. And all of this is being recorded in the current account. Let's check back on our last class. I taught you about a particular account where we shared to partners certain entitlement, and we also documented what the partner perhaps would have taken out. Yeah? Now, let me ask you again. Go back in your heads and tell me, which account is this? If you said the partnership's profit and loss appropriation account, then congratulations, you are right. So we take the information from the partnership's profit and loss appropriation account and plug them in the current account, because the profit and loss appropriation account would have had in items that the partner received so as to increase his or her capital, as well as items that the partner had taken out so as to decrease his or her capital. Now, what are these? Look back with me on Yin and Yang, our last partnership profit and loss appropriation account. Now, I want you to either take a screenshot of this, because I know some of you did not take out your paper and your pens and your calculators when I told you to do so in the last class. So you didn't do any workout with me. However, for those who may have such excuse, what I have done on the whiteboard, I have placed the items on the debit side of the appropriation account and items on the credit side. So we'll be doing a cross-reference, right? The figures are missing, but the items are there that will help us still to cross-reference. Now, students, please note, the debit side of the partnership's profit and loss appropriation account is reflected on the credit side of the current account. What did I say? The debit side of the partner's profit and loss appropriation account is reflected on the credit side of the current account, and vice versa. It goes to say that it's an opposite reflection. What you would see on the debit side of the appropriation account, students, those items are on the credit side of the current account, and vice versa, the other way around. Now, before we look at the current account, work with me. Initially, I told you that the current account is a fluctuating capital account. You remember that? The current account is a fluctuating capital account, showing changes to the partner's initial capital figure, or what we would call his or her fixed capital. Because it is a capital account in and of itself, though fluctuating, the same double entry rules that govern the general capital account or the fixed capital account is also going to govern the current account, because it's still capital account, right? Now, refresh your mind. Let's look at the double entry that governs the capital account. We learned, perhaps in grade 10 or in grade 9 when you started, that whenever there is an increase in capital, we credit the account. Good. Whenever there's a decrease in capital, we debit the account. Again, the same rules, students. The same, you can't lapse now, at exam time. The same rules will apply for the current account. Now that I've set that with you, let's look at the partner's current account. So, this current account is for Ying. All right? If you notice, just like the capital account, the credit side is the increasing side. Ha, good. And the debit side is the decreasing side. We have our headings, date details, amount for both the debit and the credit. Now, I have written for you profit and loss appropriation account : to show you that I'm about to list the items that are on the debit side of the profit and loss appropriation account relating to Ying on his credit side of the current account. So work with me, students. The first item there is interest on capital for Ying. If we should look at the whiteboard, we would recognize that the interest on capital falls on which side? The debit side. Good. Where is it in the current account? The opposite side, the credit side. Yes, so we may say now, opposite. All right, so what is on the debit falls on the credit. Now, Ying has a interest on capital amount of $6,000. The next item is bonus. Bonus is also on the debit side of the appropriation account, so it's going to fall on the credit side of the current account. An amount of $3,000. Another item which increased, remember now we're on the increasing side, the credit side. Another item which increased Ying's capital was his share of profit, which was $7,500. Go back to your last notes. You will see the figures in that profit and loss appropriation account. Good? But if you cross-check again on the board, you would recognize that the bonus as well as the share of profit, they're all on the debit side, so they must go on the credit side of Ying's account. You would question, why is it that Miss not having salary for Ying? Simply because in the appropriation account that we did before, Ying did not receive any salary. So you cannot put that in his current account to say that he has increased capital by means of earning a salary. All right? So let's move on. If we go to the debit side of the current account, we're now expecting to see the debit items on which side of the profit and loss appropriation account. Yes, we would be expecting to see items that fall on the debit side of the current account on the credit side of the appropriation account. Good, you're learning. So therefore, interest on drawings. Ying had taken out basically a drawings figure of $10,000. Now you notice that I did not list the drawings under the profit and loss appropriation account area. Reason being, drawings by principal students is not listed in the profit and loss appropriation account. Again, drawings by principal is not listed in the profit and loss appropriation account. Hence, I placed it above the profit and loss appropriation account area that I'm listing the items that I'm taking from such account. However, interest on drawings was listed in the appropriation account on the credit side, so it falls on the debit side. And of course, it's an amount of $500. Students, I cannot overstate, I cannot overemphasize. Drawings by itself is not listed in the profit and loss appropriation account. However, both drawings and interest on drawings are listed in the current account on the debit side. Now, students, it would be time to balance, because we would have already entered all of his debit items, all of his credit items, all that he received and all that he took out. So how much does he have left? Simple. We would add all that he received, and that's from the increasing side, which is the credit side, his interest on capital of $6,000, his bonus of $3,000, his share of profit of $7,500. Now that would give us a total of $16,500. Now students, if you notice in red, December 31, I have balance CD there. The balance CD is indicating to us that he only has $6,000 left. How me get the $6,000? He received a total of $16,500, but he took out of that drawings for his personal use, of course, you know that, and he also had to pay back to us interest on drawings of $500. All of this, the $10,000 plus the $500, is coming from the $16,500, which leaves him back with a balance of $6,000. Both sides are now equal. Do your own tally. You will see. Basic principle. Go back to your grade 10 work. Go back to learning how to balance an account. You cannot take anything for granted. Set up for CSEC because they're setting up for you. Now, on the opposite side, you notice I have the date January 1. But in the details, I have balance BD. You know why? If CD falls on the debit, BD is going to fall on the credit. That's a basic principle. Your CD figure is also the same as your BD figure. What you close with is what you're going to open with. So Ying closed his current account on December 31 with a total of $6,000 CD. Hence, he's going to open up the following day, January 1, with the same amount until further transaction take place. And of course, his BD, therefore, will be $6,000. So that's Ying's current account. The question is, and it is usually asked in exam, what is the significance of the current account balance? That's one of our objectives. So I'm going to go back to that slide. Students, if the BD falls on the increasing side of the partner's current account, then boom, the partner is in a good position. The partnership owes the partner all that money because he has received, he has increased in all that amount. Again, if the BD falls on the credit side, the partnership owes the partner. Vice versa. If it falls on the debit side, it don't look good at all. It falls on your decreasing side. So the partner owes the partnership. A typical multiple choice question, this, you know. So you have to try to make sure that you understand that principle. All right, students? Good. Moving on. So the significance of the current account, credit balance that Ying has, look again, Ying's BD is on the credit side. The significance is simply this: the partnership owes the partner. So the partnership needs to pay up Ying a total of $6,000. Don't forget this, you know. All right, good. Likewise, you must hold it to your heart. Close at exam time. Now, I'm going to give you just a few minutes while I guide you to do Yang's account, current account, on your own. Then you're going to tell me the significance of Yang's current account balance. So, I want you now to take your sheet of paper, and if you have a ledger sheet at home, that would be even nicer. Roll it up nicely, and you're going to put at the top Yang's current account. Draw your petty account. Cross-reference with the items that are in the profit and loss appropriation account. Go back to last week's class and pick up the figures. And let me see what you're going to get for Yang's balance. Again, let's go. We're going to fill in his credit side first. Where will we look in the appropriation account? On which side of the appropriation account will we look for items that we need for the credit side? Yes, the opposite side. So we're going to look on the debit side for items that we need to put on the credit side of Yang's current account. So let's just go to the whiteboard a little. You use your eyes and tell me, no, don't tell me, write down, what are the items that are going to fall on Yang's credit side? Good. Then tell me, what are the items, no, don't tell me, write down, the items that are going to fall on Yang's debit side. Come on, you don't have the whole morning. Time. Time is money, money is time. This is business. Let's go. All right. You should have something looking like this. You may not get a chance to balance, but you would have quickly written in your details. So coming from the profit and loss appropriation account on the debit side, we would fill in on the credit side interest on capital for Yang. We would also fill in his salary of $2,000. We would also fill in his bonus of $3,000. And we would also fill in his share of profit. When you tally all of that, students, you get $14,000. Now, Yang smart. Yang, or perhaps he didn't have any need to withdraw any cash out of the business for his personal use. So on his debit side, he doesn't have any drawings and he didn't have to pay back any interest on his drawings. No. It simply means that he gained everything and he did not have to pay out anything. So my question is, what type of balance does Yang's current account carry now? And what is the significance? The CD is on the credit. The BD is going to fall on the debit. Good. So students, therefore, again, when there is a credit balance on a partner's current account, the partnership owes the business. Can you see it even more clearly in the case of Yang? Yang didn't take out anything. We now owe Yang his interest on capital, his salary, his bonus, and his share of profit. Good. So we owe him a total of $14,000. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right. Now, you may be asked, and I think even more so with paper 2, but we're not going to do paper 2, but you never can tell what they may ask you in this multiple choice to do, or how they may present the current account. They may choose to use the columnar style. I have placed for you on screen the columnar format for Yin and Yang's current account. This is when you do the 2 partners' current account in one, or for 3 partners, or for 4 partners, you do everybody current account in one. So you just simply split the amount column, in this case, in 2. A section for Yin and a section for Yang. And you plug in their debit figures or items. On the credit side, you do the same thing. Split the amount column in 2. Sectionize, 1 for Yin, 1 for Yang. Plug in and you balance as you normally would balance. That's the columnar format. So a column for Yin, a column for Yang on the debit, a column for Yin, and a column for Yang on the credit. And you balance as normal. Now, students, let me tell you something, like how we're winding up. You see the multiple choice that CSEC prepares? It gives the examiner a very good indication of how much of the knowledge you have pat. Let me tell you why. multiple choice questions are taken from the entire syllabus. They don't pick, choose, and refuse which topic. Now, to show you that even clearer, let me just put on screen for you some information. I took this from page 5 of our POA syllabus. If you notice, the syllabus has various sections and titles based on the sections. If you look down at section 5, or let me bring you to section 8 rather, accounting for partnerships, you would recognize that the number of items, the number of multiple choice items that will be on the exam paper will be 5. So them do it. And they give you the information so that you have an idea. You know what you're going into. If you can remember too, I did manufacturing accounts with you some time ago. If you look at section 10, we're expecting to see 4 multiple choice questions. You have to spend some time now and study or examine this distribution of items for paper 1, our multiple choice test. All right. So let's look at some typical questions that have been taken then from past papers for partnership, because we're expecting 5 of them. Yeah. Students, I'm not going to test you now, but I really want you to be real with yourself. So when I project these questions, all I want you to do is to take a screenshot of them, and then you're going to work, and when we calculate the answers together, be honest with yourself, and you will know exactly if you have fallen short and where you have fallen short and where you need to brush up. All right? So, here we have question 1 and question 2. Screenshot. Question 1, when writing up the books of a partnership, which account must each partner have? Question 2 gives you a little table and tells you the investment for partners and asks you question on it too, basically. Then we have question 3. Come on, screenshot, which carries another table and asks you a question relating to R and H Winsome. Question 4 ask a question about Martin, who is in partnership. And question 5, ask of you to indicate meaning of partner's current account balance. Screenshot. When we return from the break, we will calculate our answers. Now, if you have any questions on what we have done so far, you can send them in on our various platforms, and I will see if I can answer when we return from the break. Remember, calculate.
Hi there, I'm Simon Preston from TVJ. Thank you very much for watching our YouTube channel. To see our latest videos and also to see live events, click here. To see our full videos on onespotmedia.com, click here. Thank you very much.
Reduce your risk of viral illnesses like the flu and coronavirus. Wash your hands frequently with soap and water. Cover your nose and mouth when coughing with a tissue and dispose of it. Avoid close contact with anyone with a cold or flu-like symptoms. If you become ill, please visit your doctor or the nearest health center and share your travel history. The flu and coronavirus can kill. Let's protect each other. A message from the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
Hi there, I'm Simon Preston from TVJ. Thank you very much for watching our YouTube channel. To see our latest videos and also to see live events, click here. To see our full videos on onespotmedia.com, click here. Thank you very much for watching.
COVID-19 tip. Protect yourself and others from getting sick by washing your hands after coughing or sneezing, when caring for the sick, before, during, and after you prepare food, before eating, after toilet use, when hands are visibly dirty, and after handling animals or animal waste.
Hi there, I'm Simon Preston from TVJ. Thank you very much for watching our YouTube channel. To see our latest videos and also to see live events, click here. To see our full videos on onespotmedia.com, click here. Thank you very much for watching.
Reduce your risk of viral illnesses like the flu and coronavirus. Wash your hands frequently with soap and water. Cover your nose and mouth when coughing with a tissue and dispose of it. Avoid close contact with anyone with a cold or flu-like symptoms. If you become ill, please visit your doctor or the nearest health center and share your travel history. The flu and coronavirus can kill. Let's protect each other. A message from the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
Hi there, I'm Simon Preston from TVJ. Thank you very much for watching our YouTube channel. To see our latest videos and also to see live events, click here. To see our full videos on onespotmedia.com, click here. Thank you very much for watching.
COVID-19 tip. Protect yourself and others from getting sick by washing your hands after coughing or sneezing, when caring for the sick, before, during, and after you prepare food, before eating, after toilet use, when hands are visibly dirty, and after handling animals or animal waste.
Hi there, I'm Simon Preston from TVJ. Thank you very much for watching our YouTube channel. To see our latest videos and also to see live events, click here. To see our full videos on onespotmedia.com, click here. Thank you very much for watching.
Reduce your risk of viral illnesses like the flu and coronavirus. Wash your hands frequently with soap and water. Cover your nose and mouth when coughing with a tissue and dispose of it. Avoid close contact with anyone with a cold or flu-like symptoms. If you become ill, please
to the one that is most suitable or correct. So, when writing up the books of a partnership, which account must each partner have? Bank account, current account, savings account, fixed deposit. Why would they need a fixed deposit as compulsory? So I would take that one out. All right? And I would probably eliminate 2 bank accounts because I don't think it would be compulsory for them to have a bank account. So here I'm left with 2. Current account, savings account, which basically, have similarities. So the best answer and the correct answer would be current account. Did you get that one right? You should. If you never get it right, remember me tell you, you need to make your night become day in studying. Then let's go to question 2. Question 2 says that the table below shows the amount of capital invested by 4 persons in a partnership, W, X, Y, and Z. Now, the partners share profit and loss in proportion of their capital. What is Z's share of profit of 7,200? Remember the last class I taught you how to ratio, right? So what you're going to do, add up each partner's capital, the $300, the $200, the $100, the $300, and you're going to get a total of how much? 3 plus 2, 5, plus 1, 6, plus 3, 9. So therefore, the total capital invested would be $900. Now they want whose share? Z's share. How much of the 900 did Z invest? 300. So 300 over 900. And you work that down, it would be 1/3. So Z would basically get 1/3 of the $7,200. So you work that out. And let me see. My calculator gave me my answer. Now, CSEC knows that you may be tempted to add up all of these capital figures to get your answer. So CSEC trick you. CSEC probably list it there or list something close there. So I'm going to eliminate that. And I'm going to eliminate something too that I see would be way out. And I'm going to leave myself with two answers. 2,401, 2. Why I'll put 2, 4 and 1, 2, half of 2, 4 is 1, 2. So some of you might end up even dividing the right answer by 2. The right answer is 2,400. Work it out. Then we go on to question 3. Question 3, students ask, tells us that R&H Winsome have combined their interest into a partnership. And if interest on capital was agreed at 5%, what is the total amount of interest on capital earned by the partners? Look at the operative word, total. What is the total amount of interest? So you'd work out the 5% for Winsome and the 5% for, the 5% for R Winsome and the 5% for H Winsome. And you add it, or add the two figures together, and you will get the total. Or shortcut, add the 60,000 and the 90,000, find 5% of it. Eliminate wrong answers or way out answers. I'm left with 2. My calculator tells me that the answer is 4-5. Check it for yourself. Then we go on now to question 4. And question 4 has to do with what I taught you before in terms of indication of a partner's current account balance, whether it is a debit balance or a credit balance. Take a screenshot of that, and then you can post me your answer, because time is against me, but I know my answer is take a screenshot. Martin basically had $2,500. He took $4,000 out of the $2,500, and then he received $2,000. Eliminating answers, I am left with $500 credit. That is what his current account balance would tell him. Now, last but not least, a debit balance on a partner's current account indicates that the partnership owes the partner or the partner owes the partnership. It indicates that the partner owes the partnership. Good. Now, revision tips. Students, I want you to visit www.csec.org and do some e-testing there for accounts. So how do you do this? When you're going to click e-test, watch my arrow, and then afterwards you're going to select CSEC. Then you will scroll down to principles of accounts, because you can do it for many subjects or all the subjects that are listed. Select principles of accounts, and you will see there for you waiting 60 revision questions for principles of accounts. Now, students, that's all for today's CSEC accounts. We hope you grasp some of the points, if not all the points we discussed. You can catch a repeat of today's lesson on JNN Today at 4 p.m. in the Schools Not Out highlights on Saturday between 1 and 4 p.m. It will also be on demand on One Spot Media. Remember, exam starts July 13 and accounts exam is July 16. Check the various platforms for the revisions. Until next week. No, sorry, it done. But not for you. Keep practicing. Until next time, I am Latoya Chambers-Hogg.
Hi there, I'm Simon Preston from TVJ. Thank you very much for watching our YouTube channel. To see our latest videos and also to see live events, click here. To see our full videos on onespotmedia.com, click here. Thank you very much.
Reduce your risk of viral illnesses like the flu and coronavirus. Wash your hands frequently with soap and water. Cover your nose and mouth when coughing with a tissue and dispose of it.